Hello. So, is the fear of being on camera holding you back? In this video, I'm going to share with you some alternatives so you can soar. I'm Casey Rossi. I'm a business coach, and it's my passion to help female entrepreneurs build, grow, and optimize their business so they can make a bigger impact and earn more income. Part of what's really blowing up right now in online marketing is video in such a big way. It's being said that video is at the top of the virtual food chain. So that's pretty popular. I'm sure you even notice for your own self how much more you are engaged when you're watching somebody on video. In fact, Buffer, which is a popular social media management tool, they say that it is 135% more reach. There's 135% more reach when you're using video over static posts. So that's pretty incredible. I mean, it's if you really want to maximize on your time and energy, video is definitely the direction that it's going in. They are 12 times more engaging than static posts, 135 times more reach. And actually, in this statistic, if you are a business owner, is very mind-blowing. 97% of consumers that have a positive experience with a product video are more apt to make a purchase. 97%. So that's absolutely astronomical. So you may be thinking, okay, Casey, but you said that this video is going to help me either overcome my fear or come up with some alternatives, because as much as I try, I'm stuck in this department. So don't worry about it. I have you covered. The most important thing is that you begin interacting in some kind of digital way. So some kind of way that is beyond static. So beyond a two-dimensional picture. And that's really important because people get to feel you, they get to experience your vibe, and they get to connect with you in a much more personal way instead of something that's super easy to scroll through. So what you can do as an alternative to direct to camera, which is like Facebook Live, like what I'm doing right now, and some other direct to camera videos that maybe you're including in an online course. This is actually what spurred on this thought for this topic, because next Thursday I'm going to be offering a masterclass, which is all about how to create and sell online courses. And so I thought to myself, what could hold somebody back from creating a reoccurring income stream in the line of a digital resource, whether it's an online course or a membership site, something where they are actually interacting with their tribe. And the first thing that came to mind is the fear of being direct on camera. And I completely get it. I think I've shared before that it took me well over a year to have enough courage to press the Facebook Live button. And I had taken a course on courage and confidence. I had taken a course on how to how to get involved in video for your business. I then thought, well, maybe I need to learn more. And I took another course on how to set up your video studio, right? And I still wasn't pressing live because the problem wasn't the how. Of course, you need to know the how, but everything's learnable. But the problem of why I procrastinated going live and having direct to camera month after month after month was the why. And everyone's why is going to be a little bit different. And everyone's kind of loosening point when you're stuck is going to be a little bit different. So for me, what got me the most unstuck was my competitive vibe, because I had a friend who's not a business owner, and she saw me struggling with this and complaining that it was on my to-do list, and I was really feeling like a loser because I couldn't get over myself. I couldn't get over my insecurities. I couldn't get over being so stuck that it was going to be so hard and I was going to be too scared. And she's like, what's the problem? What do you have to do? And that's actually what worked for me, is because in 2 seconds, she just did it. And that's what got me loosened to the point of like, okay, I'm making this bigger than it needs to be. The other thing that I will mention before I go into the alternatives, which I'm going to give you some practical, actionable alternatives with some tools, even some free tech tools that are going to help you execute this. But I also just wanted to say that I don't think that fear 100% ever goes away, right? Because we have these different thoughts that we're going to get judged, and maybe we need to learn more or be better, or have it more perfected and polished before we get it out there. But one tool that really, really continues to help me, even before I went live today, is Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, which basically counts backwards from 5, and then you take off like a rocket. Of course, she's written a whole book on it, but the essence is that you count backwards: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you click that go live button. Then you click that record button, and it doesn't give your mind an opportunity to start with the stories of why you shouldn't go live. So I just wanted to share with you that it is a process. Be gentle and easy with yourself. Utilize positive psychology tools like the 5-second rule from Mel Robbins. And that being said, there are other ways that you can engage with your audience that are more powerful than two-dimensional static images. The first one is using audio, right? So that's the next step. People can hear your voice. They can listen to your intonation. They can hear you laughing or giggling or having some energy behind your voice. So that is definitely something that you can utilize and not have to be direct on camera. So if, for example, you are interested in creating an online digital resource, like an online course or membership site, you definitely still can by doing your programs with audio only. I took a copywriting course last year, and there were no slides, there were no direct to camera video, and this was a copywriting course, and it was all delivered by audio. And it was an extremely effective course. It was very easy to assimilate as a student. I paid attention very closely because I was only relying on my one sense of hearing. And it was a beautiful course. And this person is still selling that course and making bank on something that they didn't even have to go direct to camera on. So utilizing audio only is definitely a way to go. I want to give you a practical tip on how you can practice with it right now. Using Audacity, which is a free tool, it's just called Audacity, you can practice taking recordings of your voice. So little voice clips. You can also do this on a smartphone as well. But if you're on desktop, you can use a free tool called Audacity. And if you want to get extra fancy and play around with the idea of having a motion-like video, you can utilize what's called an audiogram. And maybe you've seen these. I posted a couple over the last month when I am sharing information about my podcast and doing little soundbite clips, both of my guests and of myself responding. And they are so fun. I've gotten so many fun compliments of people saying, oh my gosh, I've never seen that. What is it? How do I do it? And there's a program. They also have a free tier, and it's called Get Audiogram. Yeah, getaudiogram.com. So they have a free tier. I think you can create 2 free audiograms. They also give you captions with it, which I think is really important when you're practicing with this technique on social, because stats have shown that 85% of your Facebook videos are listened to without sound, which is absolutely astonishing. So you can even have the courage to go direct to camera, and 85% are going to be watching without sound. So one cool thing with Get Audiogram is they give you a little caption, and some of the captions are moving, so it actually keeps our attention. It stops you from scrolling, stops your people from scrolling, and actually taking in your content. So to get practice, under your belt, because that's really how we get better at something. That's really how we progress in absolutely everything in our life, whether it's business or personal, is practicing and just putting one foot in front of the other, and little by little and day by day, we start to see progress. So in that realm, go ahead and practice with either a clip on your phone or Audacity, and playing around with a couple audiograms a month, just so you start to get to the feel of what it's like to do something other than a static post. Okay, so the next thing, which is super effective, especially when you're going to be creating an online resource like an online course or another digital asset like a membership site, is voice over slideshow. And maybe if you're a forever learner like me, you've even seen this example in webinars that you've taken or other online courses that maybe you've enrolled in yourself as a student. And this is a very effective way to communicate because it also brings in the audio and the visual component. And as a learner, our brain is actually wired to remember information when both senses are engaged. So both the visual sense and the auditory sense. Stats are 95% higher cognition or memory when those two senses are engaged versus 10% if someone's just reading something. Isn't that incredible? So when you're taking in new information, you're going to remember 95% of that information when you're doing it through video and audio versus 10% if you just read it. So by no means is it a cheater method or an easy way out to do your online course or to start cracking into video for your social media by using voice over slide. It's actually very effective. You can do some beautiful, beautiful things with free tools like Canva or paid tools like Prezi to create your slideshow. Maybe even you use Keynote or PowerPoint. There's some really beautiful pre-made templates that you can just plug in some of your branding. And I'm going to go into big detail on my masterclass next Thursday. I'll drop the link in if you want to enroll, but we're going to be covering all of these tidbits in much greater detail. So you are not going to be in the dark when it comes to this. But I wanted to shoot out a few tools right now for my action takers that are interested in starting to do this method as one step closer to direct to camera. So there's 3 different tiers that I would recommend. There's a free tier, which is always great to start out when you're practicing. You have to actually make $0 investments. It's just your time, your energy, and the patience and compassion that you have with yourself, okay? And that's called Loom. Loom, L-O-O-M, is a free app that you can record your face in a little bubble if you want in the bottom, or you can turn that feature off and just record your screen. So this is an awesome way to just start getting your feet wet into sharing your message and being that authority that is talking, right? Versus just posting something static. So that's an awesome way to crack into it. They give you a link so no one has to download or upload anything at all. Your video gets converted right into a URL or a hyperlink, and you can add that to your social media. You can add it to an email. It's a wonderful tool. Absolutely awesome. Some downsides on that is it's not super high res, right? Because we're not really recording in high def, and so it doesn't necessarily have the most professional, crisp look. But man, it's a big step up from just posting a picture. So definitely a way to dip your toe in is to use Loom. The mid-range, which actually I've never personally utilized, but I've read some great reviews on it. It's called, let me get the name right, Ace Screen Grabber Pro. Ace Screen Grabber Pro. And that is something that can be used whether you're on PC or Mac. And the last time I checked, that was only $29 for the license for using that software. And supposedly, and again, I haven't tested that one out personally, it's very user-friendly. I did watch one of their tutorials before I threw out their name to you, and it looks pretty user-friendly, pretty plug and play, and definitely a really reasonable way to get into the practice or the habit of using video to support you in your business. And then the third tier, and it's what I personally use, I recommend, especially if you're going to get deeper into this, which I hope that you do, is ScreenFlow. And that's, I think, about $129. But it's something that I can edit my podcast. So if I'm using something that's audio only, I can edit that. If I want to do a direct to camera video, like if my internet is acting a little wonky because I'm in the country, but I still want to deliver value to my peeps, I will use ScreenFlow to do a direct to camera video, and I don't miss a beat when it comes to delivering. It also allows you, if you're not quite ready to go right on with direct to camera, it allows you to do the voice over your screen slideshow, which is a great, great alternative. So to recap, Video is the way of the future, absolutely, hands down, no doubt. But you also want to be compassionate to your own personality, what works for you, and also respect your timeline. I'm not giving you a free pass and saying, you know what, you never have to do direct to camera. So don't misunderstand this video. I'm just saying that everyone's timeline is different. Mine took over a year before I was able to dissolve some of the mental barriers that I had regarding it. And it took some time. And it also took a little self-love and compassion to be okay with it. And for you, it may be shorter. And I truly hope that it is shorter, because honestly, I was my biggest obstacle in the way, hands down. And so if I can shorten your learning curve so you don't have to take 12 months of having the same thing on your to-do list day after day, then I'm absolutely thrilled to do so. And in the process, I don't want you to procrastinate from sharing your message or building an online digital resource because of that fear of direct to camera, because you have two very, very nice alternatives: using audio only and using voice over slideshow. So those are two very respectable ways to be able to teach your audience, share your gifts, spread your message, and make some money in the process, right? Because we're in business to earn an income. Most of us don't have the luxury to be in business because it's a hobby, right? Maybe some of you do. Maybe some of you have a passion that you're utilizing as a hobby on the side of your 9 to 5, and that's cool. I think that's a creative way to have fun and earn a little pocket cash. But who I'm really speaking to today are the solopreneurs or the entrepreneurs that are in the make. So entrepreneurs that are ready to leave their 9 to 5 and create something. For you, I hope that you can dig into video and dig into developing an online resource so you can actually convert a hobby or a wannabe into your full-time income. And I know that you guys know that I'm all about freedom, flexibility, and flow, and having an online resource is like probably the easiest way that you can crack into the digital marketing space. Online courses right now are becoming the new calling card. In fact, some people are saying that what business cards were years ago for people, having an online course as an option for people to enter your world is what online courses are in today's like market, in today's online business. So think about it. I hope that this helps. I would love to hear your comments in the thread below. If you have any other questions regarding video or maybe you need some more tips and tricks on how to overcome fear. It's one of my favorite topics because let me tell you, just not that long ago, really, what are we looking at, a year and a half ago? If you were to tell me that I was going to be helping people overcome their fear to go live on video, I would have told you you're absolutely insane, because there's no way that I would be the one doing that. So it is 100% possible, no matter how much hesitation or blocks or insecurity or fear or anxiety or any of those things that are suppressing your true light and your true inner power, it can be dissolved, right? I am a true believer of physics and the laws of nature. And I truly believe that when we keep tapping at something, there will be a space when it opens up. And sometimes that tapping is our outer shell. It's our outer shell that keeps us separate from the people that we're trying to serve. And there's a lot of different things that we can do to dissolve that. And one of the best things that you can do is having that open, curious mindset and wonder, and just keep trying. Just keep trying, just keep showing up, because to me, more than half the battle of success is showing up. So I want this for you, my friends. I hope that you got some value with these tips. Number one, you don't have to go direct to camera to be successful in developing an online resource or even boosting your exposure on social media. You can do it through audio clips. You can do it through voiceover slideshows or even demonstrations. You can do it through demonstrations where you're just showing your hands. Maybe you're helping somebody build a recipe, or you're showing somebody how to do something on a tactile basis. You can definitely do that as well. So you have those two alternatives, but it is my great hope that through time and practice that you do embrace direct-to-camera video in your own time. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your engagement. Hey, Steve. Hey, Paula. Nice to see you both. So super. I hope that this was helpful. I'm going to continue to share, and I'll also put the link in for the masterclass that's happening next Thursday, which is August 1st at 11 o'clock. It's online. It is a masterclass where I'm going to teach you 90 minutes of jam-packed info on how to create and sell online courses so you can have more flexibility, more freedom, and more flow. I'll talk to you soon. Until next time, breathe joy.